Hi guys, it's Mike again. I think that today we're going to look at some stretching things. So just kind of show you what I do to get started in the morning and all that stuff. So some of the stuff you can, again, will be really up to what your body tells you to do. Before we do any kind of physical exercise, I like to do what we call active stretching. Okay. Difference between active stretching is we're using actual movements and not static, because that's our other stretching is static stretching. We'll do active stretching before we work out. We'll do passive stretching after we work out. Okay. So for the active, I do a couple of things. I'll show you first what I do for my shoulders and arms. Then I will show you what I do for really an overall. So let me start with the arms, okay? Okay. So that primarily is going to do our arms. So I'm doing the circular motions for my shoulders. Then I'm doing kind of those turns for my hips and for the middle section. Then you'll see I did the roll. That's for really just to warm up everything. Definitely going to warm up our hamstrings and our legs as we go to the stand up. If you can't stand up, that's okay. Just roll back and forth. Not a problem. The last one I did was we're crossing our arms, but we're also including a hopping leg cross. So that's going to work everything. That can be quite aerobic if you want to keep going with that, but this is just a warm up. So that pretty much covers everything I would do for a warm up. All right. Now go, okay, well, I've worked out, or I've warmed up. Now I've worked out. What am I going to do for passive stretching? And again, I apologize for all the light. It's very sunny in New Jersey right now. Yeah. Anyway, my passive stretching. I'm going to do a couple of things for that. I'll show you what they look like, and I'll tell you, hopefully, if I remember what I did and in what order. But legs first, really easy. We're going to combine our calves and hamstrings and our lower back, okay? So this is like almost a two-parter. Okay, so that's gonna stretch. At first I did that arch to really stretch out my lower back, and then switching that to the other inverted body shape for my calves and my hamstrings. Okay. Now, if you want to stretch that, you really want to try to, when you do that stretch, drive your heels into the floor so that your feet are flat on the floor and you're going to really feel that stretch. If you want to make it even more stretchy, all you have to do is walk your hands a little more forward away from you. Okay? So you're going to feel that stretch right in there. So that's that part. Then you go, well, okay, well, what am I going to do for my quads? Super easy. Kind of like that walking lunge I did in the active warm up, we're going to go passive. Okay, so the first one I did was just kind of a one knee's on the floor and I'm leaning back away from my leg. You're going to feel that stretch right in this area. Okay, so that stretch out that area. Then I did a standing one where I'm grabbing an ankle, pulling it up to my butt. If you need balance, lean against the wall just to stop from falling over. All right. So that's gonna address the front of our body, then or the front of our legs. Then if we think, well, let's stretch our midsection, you've got a thing called a I believe that this one's the scorpion stretch. Okay, so you use that one in like martial arts. What I'm gonna do is cross a leg over, and it's easier to see than to explain. But again, we're trying to get our shoulders as flat to the ground as we can. If it comes up a little bit, that's okay. Um, but this is what it looks like. Okay, so we're crossing, bringing our leg up and over across our body, driving the heel into the floor, and bring it as high to your hips as it's comfortable. So that's gonna help stretch out that area. And then whatever we do generally from the front, I like to do for the opposite direction. So again, lift the leg straight up, let it fall over. Okay, so get that to the floor. So that's working that area out. Again, for a passive stretch, you're looking at hold it for 20 seconds. Then if we're looking at, we've done that, then we'll go with our legs. Our last leg, we've hit most of it, but we're gonna really hit this section right here, okay? And that's the hurdler stretch. And what you need to do, and I'll show you the ways easier to see it than explain it, but in that hurdler stretch, we're bringing that leg under us and leaning back onto it. Hopefully you could see that all right. That's really good for that outside area that's really hard to get to. And then that's going to take care of our lower body. Uh, then upper body, we're going to hold it across. Then so we've got that across. Then up here, we're taking our arm, putting it flat, pulling down. So it's in the middle of our back. If you can reach your own shoulder blade and hold it, that's awesome. So that addresses really our arms. So we're going across, we're going down. Then the other thing for that, we use a wall. And I know I'm very uh, aware of the time. So grab a wall. All right. What I'm doing is I'm putting my arm against the wall. All right. So the arm's straight. And so you can do it standing or kneeling. I'm kneeling. Then what I'm doing is I'm turning away from this arm, and you're going to feel that stretch right up here. Okay, so it's really good for our chest. All right, so do that, hold it, switch. All right, then it's important we also adjust our neck. So that's we're holding it chin down, which should be familiar from the following video. Then I also go to the side, little pressure down. Again, holding everything for 20 seconds. If you want even more of a stretch, you're going to lift this opposite arm up and drive that down. A little pressure on your neck. You're going to feel that. So you're going to feel that all right in here. Okay? And then if we've gone that way, you should still do what I like this exercise to do is like drive my chin backwards and then drop it and just relax, okay? And the last thing, sorry about that, if your chest is feeling really tight, again, lean, arms out to the side, lean back, let your arms drop towards the floor, and you're going to look up. And you should feel that in here, right across the chest, okay? So that's going to be what you do after you work out, okay? So those are your passive stretching, all right? Holding those for 20 seconds, all right? In your active stretch, we're just activating the muscle groups and warming them up, getting some nice, lovely fluidity in our joints and getting our muscles ready to take the load, okay? And if you're going to do any kind of arm work, I always suggest as part of your active stretching, as part of the warm up, do push-ups, do 20 push-ups, and that'll get all this ready for your upper body, chest, arm workout. Okay, so that covers pretty much everything I do in the morning to get going. So my typical routine, which I had gotten away from for a while, but I'm back to it again. I wake up, I stretch out, I do 100 push-ups, and I'm ready for my day. Okay, so I started doing that again, and I'm feeling good. So if you're not feeling great, don't do it. If you wake up saying, you know what, I'm too sore for it, or it's gonna fatigue me too much, don't do it. So I find it's just part of my ritual, my routine. Works well for me. I like it, and it really gets me going. And before I go to the golf course, I do very light sets of stretches. So, your practice swings, you've got your weight weighted, hold the weight, stretch that out, let that drop behind you. So you really get that full stretch. So you get that full rotation when you go golfing. But that's it, guys. Thank you.